So I got the kids, they're here with me, and well, rather than letting them sit inside, we got a project to do. It's getting cold now and we need to get some concrete in the ground. As you remember, I had on this side of the barn, had a concrete that comes out that I use for storage. But then my spare wood pile needed a place to go when I evicted the birds, so that's on half of it, so I ran out of storage. So to combat the storage problem, I built the extension on this side too, so the barn actually matches now, kind of like it has an extension there and one right here. So I need to get something here because now I've got, you know, the pusher sitting on a pallet, the bucket sitting on a pallet, and I'd rather just get some concrete there. But I gotta measure, I know where my drip line is, but I'm gonna try and make it the same as the other side. 35 inches. I think it's really supposed to be 36. So it's like 36 inches that comes out. So I'm just gonna check the drip line, just make sure I did my math right when I did that. Yep, so 36 is there, there's the drip line. So I'll dig this out and then put some stone in. That's at 3. There, that's ready. So now I'll just move these buckets and we'll start digging it out. I got my hydraulic third link on the other day. I went to the hydraulic shop and I actually just got 90s to go on. That made it easier. I didn't have to get custom hoses made and it gave me plenty of length extra. Yeah, this thing's on. It works pretty slick. Not so much when you just have weights on it, but when I'm looking at other attachments, that's when I really make a difference. But that thing's all set now. I got a lot of this prepped. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to drop this slab down from the original slab that's here. And part of that is I've got a little bit of drainage issue here where the water just doesn't flow good around here. It ends up pooling in front of the barn and then it freezes the door, which, well, that's a pain. So I'm going to drop this one down probably 3 inches at least, so it'll just step down. It'll catch most of it. It'll kind of just be its own floating slab. But then I'm going to pitch it about 3/4 of an inch, so 1/4 inch a foot. I may go a little heavier than that. I might go to 1 inch just because I really want this water to shed off of here, and it'll kind of bury the slab out on this far end too, so that this water just comes right around. But I'll get the laser, I'll get that set up, and then start getting my grade set, and then I'll run the compactor over it. The girls have their 4-wheeler going, so they're happy riding that around right now, but I'm not really sure how you can talk so much and drive at the same time because neither one of them shuts up the entire time that they're riding around here. So yeah, maybe that's the thing for all kids, that they just won't stop talking, but mine sure as hell don't stop talking. So I got that set to the bottom of the slab. That's a 5-inch slab with haunches, so it's thicker around the outside of it, but I think I'm going to drop down 3 inches, so that means I go up the rod 3. So if I'm at the bottom of 1, I go to the bottom of 4. see where we end up for the bottom line. I think it just ran out of gas.
My four-wheeler!
So that thing's out of fuel, and I only run ethanol free in it, so that means we have to go to the store to get more gas because they still want to ride.
We got some gas for the four-wheeler, so we are going to go fill it up. What color is it? It's clear. My dad's acting like a kid again. How is he doing that?
All right, they're back in business. Now I can get back to work over here. I'm about right on grade up here. A little bit of this is gonna come out. It's got some clay in it, but for what I'm really doing, it's not supporting a building or nothing. It's just for attachments. I'm gonna kind of just drag that down because I kind of took a little bit too much out. But we should be able to make it work. So I got that end set up against the building. That's all lasered and ready. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go an inch. And 3 feet, it's a lot, but I'm trying to get that slab buried down in there too so that it doesn't hold the water back. So I'm gonna measure out the 3 feet, probably just run a paint line down on that. That way I can see it and go down and shoot it because I know I've got to dig down, plus I've got to add some back. Oh, there goes sunglasses. That one's prepped, so it's a little low in this corner here, but I think there, the way it kind of the grade is, I'm just going to fill that with concrete. It'll just take a little bit extra. It's not a lot, but the rest of it's pretty well perfect. So this slab will set down 3 inches, which will then slope out an inch away from the building, so it should shed the water. I think I'm going to have to change my grade right here a little bit, just because it'll be higher, but that's fine because when I go up to like hook onto attachments and stuff like that, it's kind of a pain because everything on here is all at an angle, so it makes it a little bit of a challenge, but it'll work. So this concrete project is going to be multifaceted. I got that prepped there next to the barn, but the other thing I'm doing is because I'm changing that tank to a 195 gallon tank, I need to change the platform around. But when I do that, then I've got the blower box here for the arch and stuff like that, and the heat pump condenser that's out in the open. So what I think I'm going to do is kind of make like a two-sided wall here. So I'm going to pour a slab underneath this whole thing. So I've got to move all this stuff out. That frame I'm probably just going to suspend up in the air and then pour concrete around that too. So never shortage thing. So we'll pick this up next time when we're getting this one ready. All right, here we are, another day on this project of trying to get concrete poured for the barn and for that new tank piece. I got a bunch done yesterday. I didn't record it. I just had a few minutes, so I got some done. And then I went and got a load of stone because I got to put some stone down for drip edge and underneath that slab for the tank because the entire sugar house says stone under it, so I want it to match. So we'll get down. I got to put a drain in and get some other stuff ready because concrete comes tomorrow. Get the tractor started. That way that can warm up. Found my tape measure. That's the good news. I lost it yesterday. Remember last year I had the preheater installed and the pipe coming out of it is dripping hot water, and I don't need all of it, so we ended up using 5-gallon pails last year to move it around, and that was just, it wasn't ideal slinging buckets of hot water. So what I can right now, I'm gonna drill through the wall down there and put in a drain so that it'll come in it's going to land in some sort of a barrel, so I have some for hot water inside the sugar house, but then the rest of it's going to have an overflow and go right out the back. But if I'm going to do that, I need a place for it, because I don't want it on the floor in the sugar house, because that'll just make a mess. So I'm going to come out the back. This is where I'm putting that slab for the new tank. The tank's going to sit up higher, but there's just going to be a two-sided wall that goes around it so that it's got something to sit on. Hanging off the back like this one did, I just think that with 195 gallons, it's going to be too much weight to kind of hang like that, and I don't really want to dump 200 gallons of concentrate. So we'll do that. But while I'm here, I'm going to get that drain in there, so it'll come through the wall, drop down, and then I dug a trench that goes out, so I'm just going to drop pipe in, but I'm oversizing the pipe in case something ever changes. So I'm going to put 2-inch schedule 40 in. It should be good, but I got to punch a hole through the wall. Most of the stones in here, I stoned that trench with that pipe going out, and then this is all within a couple inches. I am going to put some pitch on this slab though. So I'm coming down off of the building 2 inches, and then it's going to pitch kind of to this back corner, because this side's going to be open over here. So if anything comes down, I just want it to run right out this corner. So basically that's going to be at grade, and this wall is going to be at grade. Then this one and that one will pitch down, so everything will run out to this corner. So it should work. So I'm setting the forms here and driving the pins, and all of a sudden I'm like, why am I hitting something hard driving this pin in? It shouldn't be. And then I hear a pop. I hit the pipe. That's awesome. Makes my day. One trip to the hardware store later, and this thing's back together. I cut that piece out. I just needed a coupling, but I bought two because you never know if you're gonna mess it up. But that thing's back together now, and I'm actually happier because I got it further into the building than I initially had it, which was just a mistake that it wasn't before. But now it's just a matter of getting this thing backfilled, compacted again, mark where that pipe is so I don't hit it again, and get this one ready. Of course, I just realized that I had meant to put a slab underneath the heat pump base so it would sit on that, not on the dirt, and I somehow forgot about that. So now I need to build out with a little bit more frame, which is doable. It's just a pain. That's finished. That was a pain digging that out by hand, but I got the stone in, compacted it. One thing I did do is I pitched it out, that way it just kind of doesn't hold water on that slab, so this one will kind of have a pitch in the middle that goes both ways. And of course, I'm one piece of rebar short, so to the rebar store I go. This one's ready to go now. I got it framed up. I got the grade set, so it's pitching away 1 inch in 3 feet, so it's more than the 2%, but I really want to make sure that nothing sits up against that building, even though it's dropped down a couple inches. I did grid some rebar into it, so it should be ready. Now it's just ready for some concrete.
Okay, that's the end of the day. We got everything done for the concrete to go there. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.